All right, moving on to our All-Star Breaks Awards race, which often called the halfway point, but it's really like the three-quarter mark. There's about 20 to 25 games left before the playoffs start. So we're going to start with our MVP. Now, we did these predictions just before our last episode of last year, which was at about the quarter. So we're about halfway past that mark. So we had gone with Harden. Brownie had gone with LeBron. I'll kick it off and say that I still think Harden's the front runner, and I think he'll probably win it. I mean, he's the best player on the team with the best record at the moment. He's first in scoring, second in assists. He's shooting 38% from three while leading the league in three-pointers made. Yep. I think it's
his year.
MVP this year.
I'm going to say Harden as well. I think if they're ahead of the Warriors, 100%. If they're level with the Warriors, I still see him getting it. If Houston Sun, for some reason, fall off the face of the earth,
which we can't see.
Yeah, you can't see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone who can take it off him.
Yeah,
Harden again. Have you changed, or are you sticking with LeBron?
I know it's only been a few games, but LeBron's energy
has been a lot
come
better.
Back.
Yeah.
I still think he's got a chance. He's got to play bloody well for the next 30 games. Yeah. But after that terrible January, but I think with the new players that's brought him this energy, I think he'll catch up.
I reckon there's a chance.
And the Cavs have to catch up too on the standings. So
if he drags them back to second or even close to first in the Eastern Conference, he's pretty close.
Yeah. I think right now it's clear cut, but as I said, I think LeBron is a genuine chance. I think he's the only player who's got a genuine chance to close that margin.
He can do it.
The Rookie of the Year, now this is a controversial one. We've got our man Ben Simmons, and then we've also got Donovan Mitchell. Simmons was the runaway favourite by a country mile at the start of the year, and every month by month, Donovan has been pegging him back. Yeah. And right now, if you ask NBA executives or whatnot, I honestly think it's probably 60-40, 55-45 to Simmons. Like, it's really close.
You've got a real soft spot for Donovan
Well, I
Mitchell,
do love Donovan Mitchell. But I had picked Donovan Mitchell to be a bit controversial last episode. Everyone else went with Ben Simmons.
Not so controversial anymore.
No. Yeah. I'm going with Simmons, though.
Yeah.
I just think Donovan's flashier. He gets more of the NBA highlight videos. He's the dunk contest winner.
Yeah.
The Jazz have won. I think we're really high on him right now because the Jazz have won 11 games in a row, and everyone's like, look at what he's doing. His scoring's been through the roof. He's making clutch plays. In saying that, though, if the Jazz make the playoffs, I think Donovan will win it, but I'm still giving it to Simmons.
So,
I'm going to say a tie. Like, I'm going to sit on the fence. We haven't seen it. Well, we've seen ties. I think the last one was in 2000, and then before that it was 95 when it was Grant Hill and Jason Kidd. So it does happen.
I didn't realise this ever happened.
Neither did I.
There's a scope for that, and I think with two great rookies, with playing at the level they have been, you can't really split them at this point because they're doing such different things.
If I'd have known that, I might have sat on the fence as well. Still a cop-out.
I think Ben Simmons, there's just an aura around him that people gravitate to him.
First in assists, rebounds,
whether
and
fairly
steals.
or unfairly, I think he'll win.
Second in points, third in blocks for rookies.
Yeah.
You sticking with Simmons? Or is Lonzo Ball's transcendent jump shot fixed?
Lonzo's...
He's
could be gone at the
transcendently sitting at the bench.
Yeah. I think Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Even though the only real chance Donovan Mitchell's got is if Jazz makes playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll make the playoffs, to be honest. I think it's just a hot streak that they'll drop off, I feel. They're a young team. I think they'll drop off as compared to Ben Simmons. He's been doing it.
They're going to need to keep up the pace if they're going to make the playoffs, that's for sure. All right, the Defensive Player of the Year. This is a really open one. I mean,
that's tough.
At our last podcast, I had Giannis, you had Kawhi, Chris had Marcus Smart with, and I repeat some of these stats, a defensive rating of 97.3 out of 100.
Shout out to
Nobody
Chris.
knows what that means. He does. And he rebounds 13% of the time. Nobody knows what that means. but that was the magic Chris brought to our podcast. If you want to know why we cut him, there you go. There's your reason why. You had Al Horford, which was a good one, Brownie. I've changed it up and I've gone with Paul George.
Paul George.
I think it's down to Paul George and Durant, in my opinion, but it's really open. Like Draymond, Horford, Embiid.
And that's tough because next to Paul George, you've got Andre Robertson.
Yes,
and next
true.
to
You've
Kevin
got
Durant,
Draymond.
you've got Draymond. So it's like, how do you define?
And how does Paul
players?
George go without Roberson now as well?
Yes,
But I mean, George he leads the league in steals, where the Durant's fourth in blocks. That's kind of the weighting factor.
Yeah.
Is it more the blocks? Is it more the steals? I'm just going probably a bit unfairly, but weighing it off his game against the Warriors about 2 weeks ago. Like, that was his resume to me, and that was incredible what he did.
I'm going to say Durant.
Yeah, it's a very good case for it.
Yeah, I think it's simply because I think the steals versus blocks debate does come into it, but I think when Durant is probably guarding a lot more wing plays, he does guard inside a fair bit. But when he's sitting fourth in the league in blocks and the guys around him, Kristaps, Anthony Davis, Miles Turner, Clint Capella, Joel Embiid, DeMarcus Cousins, and Dwight Howard, there's not another wing until probably Giannis.
Yeah.
And you look at the steals per game, it's guards, and it always will be. But I think just the improvement that Durant has had in his defensive game.
His defensive is insane.
And
most improved.
Not because of how good he already was with his offense.
A new award, the most improved defensive player of the year.
We'll also have a participation medal for the Brooklyn Nets. But you're going with Durant.
I'm going to say Durant.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll stick with Durant.
Durant.
Paul George.
Yep. The most improved player, I don't think we even need to argue here. It's Oladipo.
Yeah. I'm going to say one thing about that. The one player that I'm really sad that couldn't get a solid run this season, Aaron Gordon. Yes, he's played 38 games this season.
Yep.
And he's had a couple of games where he's dropped 40 and 15 rebounds.
He's been so good.
And his 3-point shooting has been better. I think I've looked at the stats before. He's never shot above 30%
He's developed that part of his game.
And now he's a 35% 3-point shooter. So I think if he had not got injured,
especially
which is
with the way the Magic started as well, they started off so well, and now, I mean, just pretty much got the worst record in the NBA nearly. So, but yeah, definitely Gordon has been a massive, massive improver this year. The sixth man of the year, Lou Williams. I mean, he's had 15 30-point outings this season off the bench. 15, including a 50-point game. He's averaging 23.2 points per game, which is nearly 5 more than his previous career best. Should have been an all-star considering that Jimmy Butler sat on the bench for the entire game.
I'm tired.
Rigged, but anyway, you going with Lou Will?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet Lou.
Lou Will.
Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou, yep. I think that one's pretty much clear cut.